Lazy Eagle 215 Entertainment TV. Huh. You already know. If I already know, then you already know what it is, man. Like, share, subscribe, comment, man. Definitely like this shit. Definitely comment. Definitely subscribe. But let me say something. If you take everything you've seen out of last night's game, you take it and you put it in one box. You understand what it is? You see that the Bengals came back and won. They're 2-2. It's just everything in the AFC. Everything in the AFC is shifted now. 2-2, 2-1. No more undefeated teams. Miami is 3-1. You take everything in the AFC as a stacked conference. You got the Chiefs. Chiefs just lost to the Colts, but they're 2-1. You got the Broncos. Barely got past the Niners, but they're 2-1. You got the Chargers. They're 1-2. But at the same time, they lost Joey Bosa. Now, nobody's better than nobody in that conference. That conference is so random that it's scary. I remember last year, a couple years back, where the NFC was like that. And that's the thing with the NFL. The NFL is so random and so different and so scary where anybody can take charge at any given time. That's why I leave you with this. That injury to Tua is so significant to the point where you look at it. If Tua was still playing the game, would the same outcome be true? You know what I'm saying? It might not be true, but at the same time, we will never know because he got hurt. And a horrific injury, by the way, a horrific brain injury. That was too much for me. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, that's the Dolphins' problem. The Dolphins played them where they knew they shouldn't have to. But they knew they shouldn't have did it. They were protecting a perfect record. Now, again, I can't blame it on nobody but the front office. Mike McDaniels, can't blame him. He had no idea. But at the same time, Tua was hurt. He was on the ground. He was laid out. And it looked very, very freaky. It looked something different. And that brings me back to this. I'm not ready to crown the Bengals yet. I'm not ready to crown the Bengals yet. Everybody can crown the Bengals, say this, that, wompty wompty, whatever they want to say. But at the same time, you cannot tell me if Tua was in that game, it wouldn't be a different outcome. Tua left the game 6-7. If I'm not mistaken. Chase had one catch for I think 20 yards or 15 yards, something like that. So you come to me, you tell me all this crazy shit, but at the same time, nobody can prove the relevance of why I need to believe in the Bengals. The Bengals got away. The Bengals got away with one at home. And their new uniforms and the new touchdown, the end zones and new logos and all that all white shit, they got away. Because if Tua was still in the game, it would be a different story. You have to understand that this year the Bengals are not that good. The Bengals are not doing anything. The Bengals are not going to be... They might be there, but they're going to be there on one leg in the wild card. And then they're going to be one and done. I'm telling you. The Bengals are not a good team this year. They're very average. They're very bad. Bad offensive line. Mixon looks like shit. And the funny thing is, I defended Mixon, but Mixon is not good, bro. They got stacked up on fourth down. You know what I'm saying? They got stacked up in the red zone multiple times where they have to take field goals. If you take away the field goals that the Miami Dolphins kicker missed, he missed a 1-point field goal and he missed a 3. If I'm not mistaken, he missed multiple field goals. You know what I'm saying? The Dolphins would have won that game. Not only that, they would have been closer. Not only that, if Tua was in there, it would have been a whole different outcome. The Bengals are not who we think they are. The Bengals are garbage. The Bengals are average. I'm not going to say they're garbage. They're average. They're not stacking up with the rest of the AFC. And I'm seeing it before my own eyes. The Ravens are going to run away with that division. No problem. No problem. They're going to run away with that division. That's not the problem. The problem with this is people are overlooking this win. We're supposed to appreciate something. We're supposed to look at this win from the Bengals as they're elite. They're not elite. They're very average. Mixon looks like shit. Higgins saved the team. Higgins saved the team on offense. Joe Burrow, I don't believe in you. I just don't believe in you. I don't see it. The telling game for me will be when they go play the Ravens next week. Then we'll learn a lot about the Bengals. Other than that, you guys are average. An average team, average quarterback, average running back, average coach. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking with it. Also, I heard that Tua was doing good. I'm very happy he's doing good because you know what? That was a lot. Seeing that was a lot. And it's very, 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 very real. Very real what he went through. You know, brain trauma is no joke. And a lot of NFL players go through it, you know. And I hope he's good. You know, he's flying back with the team to Miami, so he should be fine. But at the same time, you look at that game, and you come back and you tell me that if Tua was not in that game, that they would not have won. Also, you look at that game and you sit back and tell me that you think the Buffalo Bills, I'm tripping, way further from that. You think the Cincinnati Bengals are a threat in the AFC Conference. You look at that game. You look at that game. And tell me that they're a threat. They're not a threat. They're not a threat at all. Like I said, it's just bad all around. They're not a threat. And I'm not saying last year was a fluke for the Cincinnati Bengals, but at the same time, last year was not real. That was fake. That was a Cinderella story that we all witnessed. Shit happens in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Ask Trent Dilfer. Shit happens in the NFL. Ask Brad Johnson. But then again, Brad Johnson had a good defense and Trent Dilfer had a good defense also. You know what I'm saying? It's different stuff in the league where you have to pay attention and know what's a facade and what's real. And that team is not real. That team is sorry. That team is not good at all. It's not. Has talented pieces all around. But Joe Burrow has enough to exceed with those and succeed with those pieces that he has around him. It's kind of like when you have you're trying to pull a truck out of the mud, right? You're sitting there, you're out of shape, you're not muscular, but you have two guys on the right side, two guys on the left side, and they're both built. They're both like solid, like bodybuilders, and they're pulling it, but you're in the front, so it looks like you're pulling it too. But you're not. You're leaning off them. Joe Burrow leans off Ja'Marr Chase. He leans off Higgins. He leans off Boyd. Even though Boyd didn't do shit last night, but at the same time, I think he lives off Ja'Marr Chase and Higgins. Without Ja'Marr Chase and Higgins, this team goes nowhere. God forbid. Neither one of them has gotten their money yet. I might be wrong. Maybe Higgins got his money, but I know for a fact Ja'Marr Chase is on a rookie deal. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, don't come to me about the Bengals. The Bengals are trash. They're not going to do nothing this year. They're not competing with the juggernauts of Kansas City, Buffalo, Miami when Tua comes back, Jacksonville's defense. Do I need to keep going? You know what I'm saying? If the Raiders figure this shit out, they're a juggernaut. You know, Bengals are not competing with none of them. Baltimore Ravens, no. If Pittsburgh finally has some common sense and put Kenny Pickett in, the Steelers, it's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to happen. So, Chargers, we need to sit back and realize what is real. Again, I say people look at shit and be like, oh, they did this, they did that. No, it's not real. It's a facade. Because if Tua was in that game without getting hurt, they would have been victorious. They would have took that W, and the Bengals would have took that L. Like I said, man, Ladies Eagles 215 Entertainment TV, man. Like, share, subscribe, comment, man. We here, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been on the live streams, but we're going to get back to doing more of these videos showing my face. And I'm going to tell you what, man. You already know what it is. If I already know what it is, then you already know what it is. And you already know what it is. I'm going to expose it because I don't feel like the Bengals is real. Bengals are frauds. And I'm here to let you know about it. Holla. Yup.